Back at it for our most popular and my favorite segment, Q&A. This week I got a great question from a massage therapist in Florida. They said, I think I have something really unique and different from other therapists in my area. I'm trying to figure out what my pricing should be for my specialized treatment. I don't want to be too expensive to keep clients from coming in, but I do want to be competitive and make more money. How should I structure my pricing and how do I figure out that number? In this episode, I tackle several issues around the money mindset mentality, the importance of providing value, and looking at your pricing level strictly from a factual-based standpoint. I hope you enjoy the show. What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the Soft Tissue Revolution podcast, where we teach self-employed massage therapists a new treatment system that focuses on working smarter, not harder, allowing them to cut the treatment times by 50% so they can stay healthy and help more people get out of pain. Dr. Matt Maggio here. Thank you so much for stopping by and checking out the show. Let's jump right into it. Structuring your price to stay competitive and not charging too much. I got this question a few weeks ago and I talked it over with a person over email, but I thought this would be a really good episode to break this down a little bit more and help you understand the role of pricing, maybe change a little bit of your mindset around money and limiting beliefs. But let me go and read the full question. This massage therapist was from Florida, I think, if I can remember. They said, I think I have something really unique and different from other therapists in my area. I'm trying to figure out what my pricing should be for my specialized treatment. I don't want to be too expensive to keep clients from coming in, but I do want to be competitive and make more money. How should I structure my pricing and how do I figure out that number? Great question. Thank you for sending that in. I'm going to try my best to cover this. I know sometimes when I look at the downloads, when I make podcasts on business and marketing and selling, all that, they don't get as many downloads because they're not as fun. They're not as sexy. They're not as intriguing as the treatment side of things, but you can have the best treatment in the world. You can be the best at what you do, but if people don't know who the hell you are because you can't market it, you can't sell, it doesn't matter. You're not going to have a business for very long. Marketing and sales are the lifeblood of your business, and pricing is something that's very, very important and often gets looked at in the wrong lens. You compare yourself too much to other people around you, what other people are doing, just puts you in a bad place. So let's just start with the money mindset to begin with. Basically, all money is just a transfer of energy. It's stored up energy that you save up to give to another person to get some of their energy, maybe solve your problem, maybe do something for you. We tend to think money is like a one person benefits and the other one doesn't. It's not like that. It's just a transfer of energy, and changing your mindset around that. Money isn't the root of all evil. It's not anything like that. It's just basically built up energy transfers to get things solved and problem solved. And if someone needs their problem solved and you have the skill to solve it, they transfer that energy to you. They don't lose their money. Well, yeah, they lose their money, but they get their problem solved. So it still balances out in the equation. A lot of people are stuck in a scarcity mindset versus abundance. They tend to think that there's only a very limited amount of potential people in their area that are injured, and they get really scarcity mindset, and they don't think that there's more and more people out there that could use their care, that could value from what they do, and they get stuck in that scarcity mindset. They get scared, they get fearful. They don't charge accordingly, and they put themselves in a really bad spot, and then they're not able to deliver the highest level of value and just getting by. Another thing I talk about is price versus value. Price is what you pay. Value is what you actually get. When you get people fully just focusing on the price and not understanding the value, that's when you're getting the people that want the discounts. They want the cheaper rate. They only judge you solely based on what you charge, and they compare you to everyone else around your area based solely on price. And you don't want to be able to do that. You want to be able to have the highest value and the highest price. The way you get a better value, you do it better than everyone else, and you do it faster than anyone else out there. Another thing I start to see is, are you a professional? Are you an amateur? A lot of people, they're just kind of going through the motions, getting by. They got by in a good economy where money was abundant and people had things to spend on it, and they didn't focus as much on just being so fucking good at what they do, and they're not showing up correctly, and the market starts to dictate and understand that you're not providing immense value, And when you're truly a professional, you're just fully obsessed with what you do. You live, eat, and breathe this shit. You know, you wake up and this is the first thing on your mind in the morning, and it's the last thing on your mind before you go to bed. And you're just driven to be better, to help more people every single day. A lot of people, what happens is when they get into that mode where they finally get booked out, they're like, all right, I'm good. I can relax. I can chill out a little bit. I can hit the brakes a bit. But when things get easy is when you got to go really fucking hard, and you can start to change some things and change your offering, change what you do, change just your whole process and teach other people how to do it and be on a whole different level. Don't get comfortable just being booked out, because that can lead to a lot of mediocrity. Another thing, I talk about this all the time. Specialists get paid 10 times more than generalists. And so many people want to treat the whole body. They want to be neck, shoulder, head, knees, and toes across the board. They want to be able to do everything. But the key is being a true specialist. And I talk about this on a lot of other podcasts about the idea of niching out and being a true specialist in what you do. Be the carpal tunnel person in your area, be the knee person, be the hamstring person, be the, low back person, be the turf toe person, be the plantar fasciitis person, but be that specialist. Because at the end of the day, when someone has a really bad problem and they've been searching for answers, they're going to be willing to pay a heck of a lot more when you're truly a specialist. I always say, jack of all trades, master of none. You want to be a master at what you do. And lastly, in the money mindset, the role of a business. What is the role of a business? Really just two roles: solve problems and help as many people as possible, and make as much money as possible. You know, so much of our society has gotten this idea of like bastardizing people that are successful and make good money as they're greedy and they cut corners or they're shady. Bullshit. It's not the case. Those people busted their fucking ass to get where they are. And they work their ass off, and they work harder than everyone else out there. People that are shitting on money and saying, oh, I don't care about the money. I'm fine. I just want to get by. Fuck that. Like, it's a lot easier to have a bunch of money than have no money. You know, you're going to struggle either way, but it's a lot easier when you have first world problems, and money will help you solve those problems. So make as much money as possible, but also help as many people as possible. Imagine the amount of impact that you can have when you do this. So structuring your pricing. I would start by having just an honest talk with yourself. Not like a crazy, like schizophrenic talk, just like an honest talk with yourself about what is the max that you would actually pay from someone to do exactly what you do. Like, say you're injured, you fucked up your shoulder and you need to go get your shoulder fixed. You're going to go to somebody and you have to get that problem fixed, but they only do exactly what you do. They have all the same tools. They're like a clone of you. What would you actually max pay for that? Really answer that question. Like, totally honest, like no bullshit. Think about that. Think about that deep. And if it's not high enough, then invest in getting better. Yeah, it might be hard to hear, but yeah, invest in getting better. You should continue to get better every single day and bust your ass to be better. Next thing I got. Feelings versus facts in business decisions. I'm going to make a whole podcast about that next week. So I won't dive in it that much, but understand that you have to look at your business numbers from a truly factual standpoint, not about how you feel like, oh, I'd like to see this many people, or I'd like to make this amount of money, or I'd like to charge this. It's like, well, what can you actually charge? And that's what I'm going to break down next. So you got to figure out what I call your monthly nut. What is a monthly nut? NUT. It's basically your operating expenses, you know, to keep the lights on, your liability insurance, utilities, rent, all that kind of stuff. Plus 25% I always keep out for the government in paying back Uncle Sam in taxes. I'm not a huge tax person, but yeah, it still sucks. But hey, death and taxes are the two things that are absolutes in life. So figuring out what your full operating expenses are, and then 25% of the government. And that's what your monthly nut's going to be. Then we start to figure out this thing called gross margins. Look at me using all these business terms. Gross margins is basically, after you get your monthly nut, how much is left over in the business. It's basically what you can pay yourself. And in a really good service-based industry, like massage therapy or soft tissue treatment, you should be operating at least at a 70% margin, but really at an 80% margin. So think about that. Go through, get all your expenses, figure out your nut, and then see how much you actually took home last month and see where your gross margins are. And if they're like down in like 30 or 40%, your business ain't going to last. It's not going to be profitable long term, because you have to operate at a higher margin in order to really take top dollar out of your business and get rewarded for what you do, because you're sacrificing your health and your body, your mental health, everything for what you do. And you don't have a huge long window. You could fuck yourself up. You could hurt your shoulder. You could hurt your back. I mean, I blew my neck and back out. I was out of practice for 9 months. Yeah. Can you afford to be out of practice for 9 months? I don't know. Probably not. So figuring out your margins will be a huge exercise for you to really understand from a factual base where your business numbers are. Now, the next thing you need to do is you need to figure out how many available units you have without destroying yourself. So what's a unit? Let's just break it into hour units. How many hour blocks do I have per week without wanting to blow my brains out and be having to lay on the couch for 2 days after I'm done? Let's just, let's break this down. So say you want to take home, not take home, you're going to make 10K a month. Let's say you want to make 10K a month. I'm trying to make these numbers kind of round and easy from where we are. You want to make 10K a month of gross. So basically gross is just what we take minus expenses. So let's say you want to keep your sanity, you want to be good, and you have 25 units available per week. That's 25 hours per week. And let's say your expenses are maybe $1,500 for overhead, and your taxes end up coming out to $2,500 on that gross monthly nut, or from whatever you take in. So basically what you have available for each month for 4 weeks is you're going to have 100 units, and you're going to be able to take home 10K. I know, kind of bear with me on these numbers here. I probably should have just done this over a YouTube video, but this will help too. So now you got 10K, and then minus the 4K in your monthly nut. Now you're taking home 6K a month. You're working 25 hours a week. That's not too bad for what you do. What I did when I factored this in, I was saying you're charging $100 per hour for treatment. That's pretty good. It's, a little bit better than most people, not as good as other people, but 25 hours a week. Here you go. 25 hours, $100 per visit, $2,500 a week ain't bad scratch. Going to make 6K a year, take home 7,200. Not too bad. It's not bad money. It's not great money. And it's going to be really hard on your body doing that. Doing 25 hours a week is going to be hard. It's going to take a lot out of you. So how do we get that number up? How do we get that 10K number up? There's 3 ways to do it. I call it levers in your business. The first one is you just charge more, add an extra 5 to each session. What's that get you? An extra $500 a month, extra $6,000 a year? Not too bad. That's pretty, it's a mild increase, but it will up what you do. It's not going to be a huge leap, but an extra $6,000, hey, that doesn't hurt. The next thing you can do is you can actually figure out how to create more units. This is the big one here. How do you create more units? This is where you cut down to 30-minute treatments. I've talked about this all the time. 30-minute treatments are better than hour treatments because you can actually get more work in over a more spread out period of time, and you could still charge exactly the same for what you're doing. Now you have 50 units available. You have 50 units available per week, an extra 100. Wait, what is it? Yeah, 50 per week. It gives you an extra 100 per month. Now you just went up to 20K a month, and you're still only working those 25 hours. That's pretty good. Now, the really big lever that you can pull is you can cut down to 30-minute treatments yourself, and then you can hire another provider and have them do 30-minute treatments as well. Now you went up to 400 units per month. That's a 4X increase. And now you're making 40K a month. That is the lever to pull. So many of you out there, you get stuck in this idea of like, I just got to get a closed practice. My practice is closed. I'm really good where I'm at. And yeah, you might be making 7, 8, 9, 10 grand a month. Yeah, that's pretty good living. Yeah. But you know what? You got into this business for a reason, to help more people. If you got really fucking good skills and you're helping people, but you're only seeing 25 people a week, train someone else how to do it. Do it faster. Do it quicker. Do it better than anyone else out there. Make a shit ton more money and help a hell of a lot more people, because they're not going to go to other places. They're going to go to the shitty chiropractor down the street, get their neck popped, or go to the physical therapist. They ain't going to do shit. You're going to be able to help them, but you have to help yourself first. Cut your treatment times down. Then Teach another person how to do it. If you're so fucking good at what you do, teach other people how to do it. Don't just get so caught in mediocrity and comfort and just being like, well, I made it here and that's it. You can be so much better, because when you get money and you have a lot more money, problems go away. You get what I call fuck you money, where you can do whatever you want. You can go out to dinner. You can order whatever you want. You can fly fucking first class. You can take a vacation. You can do all these things and have the life and business that you dream. And it comes from being so good that nobody can ignore you, and understanding the idea that your pricing shouldn't be, determined based off what some fuckstick down the road's doing. It's like, well, if you have a truly unique and specialized thing like this person says, then you need to charge accordingly, but you should also know exactly what you're charging based on what you can provide. So in closing, like I said, the goal of a business is to help as many people as possible and make as much money as possible. You need to wrap your mind around that. If you get like, well, I just want to help people, I don't really care about being rich. I don't know what to tell you. Money buys freedom. Freedom's awesome, and you don't have to worry as much. Like I said before, being booked is comfortable, but it limits your potential to help more people and make more money. Do quicker treatment times. Teach other people how to do it. Increase your capacity so you can help more people. Another thing, your income, it should be predictable. It shouldn't be guesswork. You're like, well, I hope I make this month, or I make this month, and you don't really know. And I see so many massage therapists with side gigs and trying to sell bullshits and potions and creams and lotions and fucking crystals and all sorts of stuff, instead of really focusing on what they can provide, which is a valuable solution-based treatment. And just ask yourself, do you really have a business or just a job? Think about that and ask those questions. So I think that's all I got for you guys. Sorry for kind of dragging on a little bit there, but I think it's important to understand your mindset behind money, understanding what a business is, and understanding that you can really pull some levers and make a ton of more money. But as you're making more money, you're getting rewarded because you're helping more and more people get out of pain. Think bigger. Think about who you can impact and what money can buy you from a security level. And you don't have to worry as much. So many people are starting to freak the fuck out because recession's here. I almost said inflammation. I mean, inflation is here and things are going to get worse. You don't want to be one of those people that are scared and just sitting on the sidelines. No, go fucking hard. Get even better at what you do and provide tremendous value and charge accordingly for what you do. Go grab our free training. We start changing your mindset around the idea of doing quicker, faster treatment times that are better, more profitable, all that kind of stuff. I don't want to sit here and try to convince you that it works better. It just does. I've seen it in my own clinics and many other massage therapists who I've mentored and trained. Also, maybe come learn and take one of our CU courses. They are available online and in person. And lastly, get so damn good that they can't ignore you. Charge a premium and get the life and practice that you deserve. Appreciate you guys, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye. Thanks so much for listening. If you want help on the path to being able to double your income, all while working 50% less and being taken seriously as a healthcare provider, I have some great resources for you. Number 1, get access to our free training modules and introduction to my system, the Peak Method. Number 2, subscribe to our YouTube channel, The Soft Tissue Revolution. Links to all of this can be found in the show notes. Lastly, if you like the show, please leave us a 5-star review and share it with others that you know it could help.